game tonight. You know, y'all go up 9-1, and then Washington State, you know, charges back, and it's back and forth, and then you hand the ball to Wade Cooper, and 3 strikeouts on 11 pitches. I mean, just what can you say about this team's effort tonight?
Yeah, you know, I thought offensively, obviously, a really good night, right? I think the one thing that's going to get lost is we really dominated the free 90 battle. And you hear me talk about it a lot tonight. And we gave up home runs, and they hadn't hit a whole lot of home runs. But when you look at those flags, the wind's blowing out 25, you're going to give up runs in this ballpark. Yeah. The key is just don't stack it up and walk a guy, make an error, and hit a guy, and then give up the 3-run home run. A lot of those were solos tonight. So I can live with that if guys are filling it up. Obviously, execute better, put it in a different position. But to me, we're going to throw it in there and live with the results. And sometimes in this ballpark, it's kind of tough. Even Beaversdorf inning, I went to the mound and just said, hey, how many times have they barreled you up? He said 0. I was like, exactly. This game's crazy sometimes. So you just keep filling it up. You keep filling it up. Obviously, a great job. Our pitching staff has been carrying us the last little bit. It's a really good job by the offense to keep scoring. But, you know, to them, you got to keep scoring. They're in the 7th, bases loaded. You just got to go finish the game. This game's crazy. This win's crazy sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's a win, and proud of our guys.
Yeah. The offense being able to pick it up. How proud of, you know, when the pitch is having a night like this, how proud of you for this offense being able to step up when their number is called on?
Yeah, it's why you're a team, right? I mean, to me, that wants to be our offense all the time. I know it's not going to happen, but you know, the wind's blowing out like that. That's the thing. You just got to go respond, put up crooked numbers, and got to find a way to just keep scoring. And so those guys put a lot of work in the last couple of days of trying to get better and trying to get into better position with Coach Linehan. And those guys came out tonight, and there was a lot of loud battles tonight. So really good job.
Yeah, a big night for Rashawn Galloway, 4 for 5, also Brady Bowles. Like, what can you say about those two players being able to carry this offense?
Yeah, you know, Rashawn, I think is one of those guys that, you know, the numbers right now aren't where they need to be. But as far as his quality at bats and barreling up the baseball, he hasn't had a lot of luck go his way. And so the guy, he just decided to hit everything really hard, really couldn't catch it, and had a great night. And so really good job. And then Brady, same thing, made a few small mechanical adjustments and barreled up the baseball. So yeah, we need those guys to keep going and keep pushing the line with our lineup.
And then obviously you gave the ball to Wade Cooper to close it out, and he delivers, you know, with 3 strikeouts. What can you say about a freshman, you know, in a high tense situation when the pitching staff's having a night like they're having, being able to get 3 strikes?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he got elite stuff, and that's why he's our closer. And so to put in that moment to go in there and just go attack mode, and yeah, that was really clean right there going in and throwing his all speed for a strike, and still having the fastball he needs to. But yeah, that's the goal of the closer, to go close the game down, and look like they had no shot when he was up there.
Yeah.
At one point in the game, Coach, it looked like your team was about to run away with it being 9-1 in the 3rd inning. When a team makes a big comeback like that, how important is it to keep the guys locked in, especially some players can have a tendency to take their foot off the gas in situations like that?
Yeah, I think to me that separates championship teams, right? To me, you got to have that championship mentality of you got to get back to just win the next pitch. And if you get caught up in their momentum, and a lot of times all it takes is to win one pitch or win one at bat, and all of a sudden the momentum gets back in your dugout. But as I tell them all the time, guys, I'm aging myself. I feel really old because I say, I used to hear Coach Harrington say that all the time, and now I'm saying it. But I've seen a lot of baseball, and this game it's crazy. And especially when the wind's doing what's doing tonight, you just got to keep scoring. You never know what's going to happen. You just got to keep going. So to me, it's your energy, your effort, and just staying in the present moment.
Coach, does it feel like a preview of Pac-12 baseball to you at all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing me and Coach Choate talked about was, you know, them coming in and trying to figure out their style of play. Their style of play is completely different than Gonzaga's. And so a little bit different how they run their offense compared to Gonzaga, and kind of different on the mound as well. So I think it's good to see it. And, yeah, we talked about it. Hopefully this will be a cool rivalry.
Is this one of the reasons there was 4 games here? Because the long distance they had to travel to?
Yeah, honestly, we had a midweek already scheduled, and I forget what happened, but they, with conference realignments and things like that, whoever it was had to move that Tuesday game, and it was pretty late in the fall. And so I just called and said, hey, are you guys at your 56? We lost one. It kind of makes sense if you come in on Thursday, and I'd rather do that than play a doubleheader, and here we are playing a doubleheader, so go figure. So, but you talk about you're coming that way, all that way, you might as well play 4, so that's kind of why it happened.
Are there any adjustments mentally or mechanically that you think you're going to have to make with your bullpen, especially going into these next 3 games against Leslie?
No, as I told them, you know, we used a lot of our go-to guys tonight. We still didn't use some of them. But some guys, you know, unless our starters go 7 or 8 innings, which is always the goal. But if not, then we're going to have to rely on some guys that maybe haven't thrown some really crucial innings. Guys can't, you know, bounce back as much, might be a little tired, whatever it might be. So to me, it's not stepping up, it's just stepping in, right? They prepared for that moment. So tonight's the night they got to get ready to go to come in. And if their number's called tomorrow, get in there and get it done.
Yeah, pretty unique situation having a doubleheader, especially on a Friday. Like, how do you, I guess, prepare the team mentally, knowing, like, not only are they going to have to win game one, but then they're going to have to turn around and try to stack another win as well.
Yeah, I mean, I told them the only thing we're worried about is the first pitch. Go win the first pitch, and don't worry about 2 games. Don't worry about trying to sweep the doubleheader. Just go win the first pitch of the game, and then do it over and over again. And tomorrow's going to be a big mental test for both sides, but obviously I'm concerned about our team, right? Of just winning pitches, and don't get caught up in saving energy for the second game. Don't get caught up in anything other than winning the pitch in front of you and just do it over again. And I get it, it's very cliche of, win this play, win this pitch, but it's truly what separates really good championship players and elite players of being able to do that one pitch at a time. And so tonight was a key example of that. Tomorrow's going to be an even longer day. I think the wind's doing the same thing. So who knows what's going to happen, right? You just got to go win pitches.
The Wazoo catcher had about 4 to 5 mistakes behind the plate tonight, which directly led to 2 runs. How important is it to be able to jump on those opportunities and not get indecisive in those moments?
Yeah, that's why we talk about the free 90 battle all the time, a couple plays in there, and that happens to us, I think at the Baylor game. And so to me, like, that guy's such a valuable position back there. And so, anytime they make a mistake, we got to capitalize on it. And great job by Namkin going 2 bases there to get the extra base. But, yeah, anytime a team, walks a guy, hits a guy, pass ball, error, we got to take advantage of it and win that next pitch and find a way to go score multiple runs.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, y'all went almost 500 batting average with runners in scoring position. What does that mean for your team to elevate y'all to the next level of play, being able to score that many runs?
That means we're way better this week than we were last week, because last weekend we struggled in that area, right? So point of emphasis of getting a quality at bat in those situations. But yeah, I mean, that's the key of the game, right? You get guys in scoring position, you got to be able to drive them in. I think great players, they look for those moments of the guy that hits 500 with nobody on base but hits 200 with guys in scoring position, probably not the guy you want in your lineup. You want the guy that hits 500 with guys, when the money's made and there's guys on the bases.
Coach, what do you like at this point in the season, and what do you think you guys need to really work on?
Yeah, I mean, I think, this team's really professional. They show up every day with a good mindset. One thing I like is we've got a lot of learning opportunities, and we still won baseball games. And so to me, like tonight, great learning opportunity to do different things, and we won the baseball game. There were some this weekend in Cleburne. There were some where we did lose them against Gonzaga and Baylor. But, 10-2 to this point, I'm a perfectionist. I want to be 12-0. But with us, we're winning baseball games, still not playing our best, but finding ways to get it done. At the end of the day, that's what you like. And you've seen a lot of people get opportunities. You'll see that throughout the weekend, especially with the doubleheader tomorrow.
And what do you need to work on?
Yeah, I mean, I think, just being consistent. Some guys, out of the bullpen where they have that emotional inning of getting out of a jam and being able to get back to that present moment and get back and get us another inning. Part of that's us figuring out which guys can do that, right? Sometimes you get out of a jam, you get that emotional rush. It's hard to kind of get back in the present moment and go get going. So part of that's us as a staff and myself learning that as well. But you got to give guys chances, right? Because if not, you just got guys going out there for 2 or 3 outs at a time. So, but we played good defense. We got to show up like offense like that more times than not. And just finish games.
Overall, how big is this win for you guys, knowing that you're moving to the Pac-12 conference and this is a team that you guys are going to see? So how big is it for you guys?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't get too caught up yet in the Pac-12 thing, because obviously I'm all about right now in this season, all the above. But I think it does give our guys confidence moving forward. Of we beat Gonzaga in a series, and if we win this series or do something, it gives you guys confidence as you start playing them in future years. But every team's so different now in college baseball that their team will look different, our team will look different. You never know what's going to happen. So, but for us at the end of the day, like, it's big always winning. I know it's Thursday night, but winning the first game of the series to have that momentum heading into tomorrow.
Whenever you have a player that's going for a big game, of course, we touched on it a little bit, Galloway 4 for 5, 3 RBIs, a walk on top of that. How much does that energize the rest of the lineup to start playing aggressively? I know we saw that a little bit with Namkin last week in the UTSA game. It seemed like the lineup kind of rallied around him. How important is it for a guy to go off and the team to rally around that guy?
Yeah, the best teams I've ever been around, the best offenses are when, it's not that every night, all 9 guys in the lineup get you every night. It's that a couple of guys are going to get you every night. And sometimes it's Rashawn, sometimes it's Manny, sometimes it's Cotton, sometimes it's Chase, and that's the beauty of kind of this lineup right now is every day somebody's got the chance to go 3 for 5 or 4 for 5, whatever it might be, and put a ball on the other side of the fence and kind of carry us, right? So I think it takes pressure off the other guys to go, hey, I don't have to be the guy every night. Now, if we do that, we're really elite offense, and that's what you're shooting for. But really, it's just about no other guys can get it done. So you just go have your at bats and be who you are. Guys like Brady Bowles, you talk with Coach Linehan about his role in our offense. He doesn't have to go hit homers and double D's. He can get on base and see pitches and find ways to just get it to the next guy. And he did a great job tonight.
Especially talking about any guy has a chance. The bottom half of the lineup, 6 to 9, scored 9 runs on their own, just running the base paths. How comfortable is it knowing that any any chunk of the lineup can really go off at any point in time, like
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique lineup right now when we go the three lefties at the top four. We know we have a big stretch of righties there, and it entices them to bring lefties in against our lefties and righties against our righties. But it's kind of just how we like to do it right now. It's kind of working for us. But to me, the goal of the bottom lineup is to find a way to get momentum to the top of the lineup, right? Get on base for those guys and go score. And so, but those guys can get you as well. And so that's the goal of those guys at the bottom, is to find a way to lengthen our lineup. If you're only good 1 through 4, you're not a very good lineup. So when you're good 1 through 9, they can never breathe out there, and that's our goal.
Take us to the bottom of the ninth. Obviously, you know what's going on with Wazoo's offense. Being able to hit the ball tonight. But you come onto the top of the ninth. 3 straight strikeouts. But take us through your mindset coming into that inning, and how were you able to close it out?
I mean, really, my mindset is like what we talk about with Blakely all the time: is throw that thing in there. Hitting's hard. Force them to hit it. Don't make it easier for them by pitching around them. So just trying to be in the strike zone. I knew cutter and slider were good accuracy-wise. So throw it. Force them to hit it. Don't be afraid to double up on something that's working.
And what does it mean that you win this game on 3 strikeouts?
I mean, I hold myself to a high standard, so I mean, I don't expect anything any different. So I go out there and I try to punch out the side every time as a closer. So, I mean, yeah, it's good, but more work to do. I feel good about my outing today.
Yeah, and a lot's been made about this freshman class. We talked to Clayton, we've also talked to Jackson, but what can you say about this freshman class being able to have an immediate impact on this team?
I mean, yeah, we wear the label freshman with pride because we know how elite this group of guys are. I mean, we have a lot of pitchers that take up a lot of innings as freshmen, and we had like 3 or 4 guys in the starting lineup tonight as freshmen, so we know how good of a freshman class we are. We try to play hard with that label on us.
I know you're talking about how you always aim to strike out the side and get as many strikeouts as you can. Of course, in a game where it's a 24-run combined game, how good does it feel to be able to go out and go 3 up, 3 down with the 3 strikeouts?
Feels good because I know that if I can do that, I can be available for later in the weekend. And when we're playing 4 games with the doubleheader, you got to eat up innings and you need guys to be available to throw. So, I mean, that's big for the rest of the weekend.
At this point of the season, what's the vibe like in the dugout and in the locker room with this team?
I mean, it's expected. It's expected. We flush it at midnight every single night. So, yeah, we'll celebrate a little bit in the locker room, play some music at midnight. We're going to forget all about it and get back out here tomorrow.
Yeah, when you have a long 4-game series like this, how important is it to take game 1?
It's big. I don't know the statistics on winning game 1, but I know they're definitely in our favor when you do that. So, flush it at midnight. 3 more.